Hey guys. Today, I will be showcasing some units that can help you in the Raid Boss Revival multi-quest. But first I want to show you where you can find an important piece of equipment that is a must-have for this kind of content. This ring at +6 allows you to gain AP back on every turn you land a critical hit. This also applies to units that hit back during a reaction or counter ability. The other equipment that is recommended is going to be the Bell's TMR. It's important for units that do not start a fight with a high AP. The first unit I'm showcasing is Gargaz. He's going to be a great pick to fight against Golem. The only abilities I have turned on for Gargaz are Aeroga Disposer, Aurora, Drain and Bio. Gargaz will use Aeroga Disposer and Aurora before using Drain. It's important for him to use Drain. Otherwise, he will die to damage. I would also like to state that in this fight, Gargaz is not using any Trust Stones. You could also try units that can output high magic damage. It should work on the high difficult bosses. But if you want to solo clear brutal difficulty Golem, then I recommend you give Gargaz a try. It's important to see that the vision cards I'm using is that the Tetra VC gives a higher damage capacity. Trousseau is there to increase the overall magic damage done. The Shiva Esper is there mostly because of the agility. I will have a little pulling section at the end of this video for the Dark Golem VC and Esper. You can see here that even after a long fight, Gargaz is still going strong. The combination between AP recovery and drain are the key components to making this work. Now, onto our next boss fight, the Siren Esper. Weaknesses are Missile and Lightning Element. Again, the Jeweled Ring and Bell's TMR are essential for completing the brutal difficulty if you are trying to solo farm them. For vision cards and Esper stats, I would recommend you stack as much missile attack up as possible. Frederica does not have a way to heal herself properly. The focus here is to go in and do as much damage as possible. I would like to state that in this fight, I am not using any Trust Stones. You could theoretically use any decent gunner unit to clear the high difficulty Siren. The brutal difficulty will require a lightning unit capable of missile damage. Some of my guild members have stated that they were able to clear the brutal boss with Cloud. I myself don't have Cloud, so I cannot test it for myself. These raid boss revival quests are always good to power up any account. The gear, items, and vision cards that are available during this time are must-haves for a healthy account. As you can see in this fight, it gets really close, but remember, you can always use Trust Stones to tweak whatever stat your units may need. Now on to our next brutal difficulty boss, the Two-Headed Dragon. Shadowlink will be our unit of choice. This fight plays a bit different. This time around the boss is weak to piercing and dark. Shadowlink has a sub-job Dragoon that can accomplish this. To help Shadowlink out, I decided to give her the black garb +5 evasion. She can dodge pretty well, which will help accomplish this solo quest. To help her out even more, I am using TP and attack Trust Stones on the Bell's TMR. As far as abilities go, I turned off Shuriken and all TP skills. Usually, I'd prefer not to use Trust Stones, but in this case, I made an exception because I don't have many options for dark piercing damage. This is a quick list of what to expect from completing one of the Revival boss quest. The same items can also be redeemed for coins in the raid shop if you need just a little bit more to complete some of the raid gear recipes. If you are still struggling to defeat these quests, you can just simply join up with other players. This guide is just a way for me to share what knowledge I have about this kind of content. Hopefully, this information can help people. This also just goes to show that even free units can still be very useful. This battle does come down with only a few actions remaining, but a victory is a victory. Now to our final raid boss, Diablas. Lucio will be our unit of choice. Before I begin showing the breakdown, I do want to state that I am using the blood sword for this fight. Now, before people go on a rant about legendary reliquaries and how difficult it is, I would highly recommend that everyone obtain at least the blood sword. Here is the thing most people may not even realize about this quest. You only need to obtain 50 pyramite to complete the sword. This means that you only need to clear up to wave 7 to get enough material. With 2 of your best teams on auto, it should be a possibility to achieve a wave 7 clear. The blood sword is an absolute must for clearing difficult content. It enables units to stay alive for long battles. Now back to the battle. For Lucio, I turned off his TP skills only. I also have the Jeweled Ring +6 and Bell's TMR. If Lucio uses Bells while you have the blood sword equipped, then it should be a pretty easy fight. In this fight, I am not using any trust stones. I also have the capability to transcend Lucio. For the sake of free-to-play content, I am probably not going to max Transcendence Lucio. I feel like the nerfs I purposely put on myself help me understand the newer or casual players out there. Whenever there is difficult content, I always try to find a way to make the quest easy for people to follow or understand that you don't always need the latest and greatest units. If anyone has any ideas or suggestions about how this raid boss revival content can be made easier, please comment down below. Time for a little bonus pull video. I'd like to say welcome to everyone who's made it this far into the video. I have never pulled on a Dark Esper banner. I honestly don't like the idea of a step-up banner that doesn't guarantee the new thing. However, I'm very vested into Earth right now. Honestly, it's the only way I've been able to keep up with the meta. I simply cannot miss my opportunity to make my Dialdo as strong as possible. I will say this, though, it's taken a very long time, and a lot of careful planning to get to where I am today. Keeping up with meta or the best new tactic for PvP can be very exhausting, time-consuming, and costly. If pulling for units is your way to have fun, then by all means, do what you want and enjoy the game the way you see fit. Having a great guild can also be fun, especially when you can share things that people might just have in common with you. Had it not been for this game and community, I would have never discovered that there were actually collectible cards for WOTV. I'm mostly skipping the animation on these in hopes that I can get a little bit of skip magic going on. Perhaps I can off-banner another Dark Esper. Ew, maybe the last one can turn in a rainbow. Nope, not this time. Hey guys, what do you call a fake potato? An imitator. Well, there he is. I'm glad I didn't have to burn too much. Thank you, everyone, for watching.